Okay. Speaking of Xbox, I did get to play Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I think I might be the only one here that's done it so far.
Yeah.
Um, Here, I took a little bit of gameplay. I'm 8 hours in, if that tells you anything. The game is fantastic, you guys. Like, I remember talking about this game with Chris when we first started the this podcast, and we were really hesitant on what we were going to see from this, and I was really nervous. I think Starfield had come out a couple months earlier, and that was like up and down with everyone, and I feel like there hasn't been very many good games on Xbox really this year, like standalone games like that I've played. But for right now, this is an Xbox exclusive. As long as uh, you know they
Yeah.
how long it's going to take them to port it to PlayStation. But wow, like they did a lot of good stuff with this game. So first of all, if you're seeing this right here, so they the opening scene of the game, they put you right in Raiders of the Lost Ark, and they completely recreated
Mhm.
the first scenes as like the tutorial,
Cool.
and it
Hmm.
feels like they totally get you in that, oh, you're in the movie, like this is amazing.
Yeah.
But it's like longer than the movie because you're doing some walking in the jungle and you're learning how to jump and pick things up and look at things, and all these cuts right here are like that's Spielberg, but they've like this is in the game now, and I feel like they probably started with this and then they've moved it to the rest of the games. Like the whole game feels like a cinematic experience, but you're inside the game, and it works beautifully like that. So,
So
um,
the first one of the things that I'm curious about watching your gameplay, I'm not seeing what the review had said. The review said that it basically the majority of it plays as a stealth game.
well, yes and no. So
Okay.
you can go in guns blazing and just start punching people out. It doesn't
Okay.
matter. I think the more difficult the difficulty level, how high you have it is you probably want to do more stealth if it's difficult to fight people. I think I've
Okay.
got mine at moderate. Not I'm not
Okay.
at the easy, but I'm the one like above it, like normal, just normal.
Okay.
And then but you can also like upgrade Indy. He can find a book about how to fight people better, and you find that book,
Okay.
you read the book, and you upgrade your punching ability.
Gotcha.
Um, so yeah, it's stealth in some aspects, but other aspects, Indiana Jones, he's not sneaking around everywhere. He's going in there and he has to take out the Nazis.
Yeah, because they kind of compared it to this one review compared it to like Thief or Dishonored and said that, that it's more the gameplay's more that style. So that's why I said that Eric might really enjoy it because he was talking
Yeah.
about wanting a game in that vein.
No, I can see the Dishonored for sure. Uh,
Can't
the
even, yeah.
guy, the guy that they have playing Indiana Jones, and Chris, I don't know. I think I remember talking about this with you too. Like we were worried, like, man, we wish they had gotten Harrison Ford, and I was like, why couldn't they get him? Oh, there's Eric. He's back.
He's too old and can't be bothered.
But like, this is this is even better because not only did this guy nail the Harrison Ford performance,
Yeah.
but Harrison Ford probably doesn't have that long to go, and they can make another game after this. Like, if this is a successful game for Bethesda, Microsoft, and it seems like everyone's liking it, uh, for the most part that I've seen. Man, they can make this is like the new form of movie. Like the last couple Indiana Jones movies have been terrible, I
Yeah.
think we can all agree on that. Now with video games, this is the beautiful part of this media. Like, if you really nail a game and put everything you have into it as a developer, and you really know your subject material, you can really make an amazing um like movie style game. And so far I'm blown away by it, really. Like,
Yeah, I can't wait to play it. Like that's definitely moved its way up to the top after I'm done with Dragon Age for sure.
there's humor in it. Let me go back and I'm gonna play the audio here, because there's some really funny moments in the movies, at least the first three. Okay, so
This should hold.
when you're climbing and you do a lot of stuff with the whip, which is always fun.
You're
But
forgiven.
here's a funny scene.
Wait, I didn't confess yet.
Hurry, let's get this over with.
Father, forgive me because I've sinned.
Okay, and I apologize. I think one of my
I
kids
had
came
no-
up to me. I paused it. But you're in a confessional.
Yeah.
You're at the
With
Vatican.
My mother-in-law.
It's all right. Just say 3 Hail Marys.
No, Father, you don't understand. My wife is expecting a child, and I fear that.
What?
Yeah. Let me finish, please. I fear that my mother-in-law is with the child also.
Jesus Christ, what have you done?
Wait. You are not a priest.
Screw it.
But like, that's like, it was great. Like, he's saying like screw it and Jesus Christ. Like, they definitely didn't make this game woke. Like, I was seeing people online where Microsoft was gonna make it or whatever. No, that's like right to exactly what Harrison Ford would have said.
Yeah.
And uh they nailed it. Nailed it. The graphics seem really good. I believe it's trying to be at 60 frames per second, or pretty close to it. And if you're in the chat and you've already played it, let me know. I just got to the pyramids of Giza, so I just finished um, uh, the last part where you're in the confessional and all that stuff. And
How many hours are they predicting the game lasts, do you know?
I haven't seen it exactly, but
Okay.
I'm 8 hours in.
Yeah. You feel like you're just scratching the surface, really.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's also a lot of side stuff too, like a lot of
Cool.
exploring. And if you're good at puzzle solving, I think the puzzles are hard. Like, you got to think about stuff, but they're not
Good.
too hard. Like, I don't think
Yeah.
I've had to look anything up on YouTube or anything. Like, it's like just think about it.
But they're not
And-
Uncharted level of easy then.
No.
Yeah. Cool.
And
Cool. That's
each
good.
puzzle is different. It's not repetitive either, which I appreciate. Like, you're not doing the same thing over and over again. Like, but like one of them was like it's almost like you're in a Temple of Doom kind of thing, and you got to solve a couple challenges over here and a couple challenges over here to unlock the main door.
Mhm.
But there's also like little puzzles, like as you walk through like a castle, you'll see like
Mhm.
a bookcase, and it's got several books here, and there's a note saying, oh, you need to look under these statues and decipher these symbols, and this symbol means this, and then you put that in the combination, and that'll unlock the mechanism on the safe to open it and get the key out or whatever. It's kind of like that kind of stuff.
That's cool
So-
though. I mean, it's exciting when they take, you know, a franchise that we like and actually make a good game out of it.
Oh yeah,
You know, like I totally get what you're saying. Like when they did Star Wars stuff right, it's way cool, you know.
Right.
So,
I just hope that they don't screw up like, like they've kind of done with Dragon Age, where they're just rushing through. Like, apparently the Dragon Age problem is that they fired their writers, or they just didn't value their writers, so they all quit. And so that's why the game, my complaints about the game feeling so stilted and jagged with dialogue, the former writers say that that's why, is that the original people all kind of left because they didn't feel valued, because the games were doing so well that BioWare thought, hey, what do we need the writers for? We can figure this out. The story's already written. What we need to focus on is just, cranking the game out. And hopefully that doesn't, success doesn't get the best of them, because that's obviously why you really, really like the game, right? It's not just that there's good gameplay. You really like the dialogue. You like, the
It nails all the
the
elements.
writing.
So if you nail
Yeah.
the nostalgia element, if it nails the gameplay, if it's a great story, Chris, you always like to talk about if it's a great story. This is a
Yep.
great story. Like there's you feel like you're in the movie, number one, but like there's also a serious bad guy in this, and I didn't share any of that footage, but the bad guy is a DICK, and like that's gonna be a good fight. That
Is he a dick?
hey, this is a family-friendly show. We don't use such language here.
Jesus Christ, my God.
So
I did find an article here that's timeline to complete it, if you're just going through the main story, not doing any of the side stuff, is 12 hours. The standard, like, critical path with some side activities, you're looking at 16 to 30 hours. And then if you want to do everything, 35 plus hours.
you're gonna get your money's worth, especially if you have it on Game Pass. Like,
Yeah.
there's your $12, as you were saying, on CD keys, Dathan.
And he's not a crook.
So I recommend if you guys have it on Game Pass and PC, they also just announced that you can play this on Steam as well. But it'll do cross saves between your Xbox and Steam now. This is like one of the first games that I think does that.
Yeah, that does the mix. That's cool.
So that's really cool. So like you can jump back and forth, and I think what they're going to be going for is like if they have a handheld or any kind of other PC handheld, you could just take that on the go and then drop that into your or start playing on your Xbox, and then you have the same save game file. Like I love that.
Your Steam Deck's an Xbox. I get it.
Right. Yeah, Derek. Yeah, I think if you saw my other video, I did get the collector's edition. I think for the most part, most people just, if you want to get something cool, just get the steelbook, because I think that was like the coolest thing out of my collector's edition. The globe is nice. I mean, it looks good on the shelf, but I think is it necessary? No, but I don't know. They needed to have like a whip or something, or a fedora. But overall, like I'm really excited that the game is doing well. Seems like there's a lot of positive press about it, and all like the game's fun. So that's what
That's
it's all
cool.
about. And it feels like too, like they just announced this game, I feel like just a couple years ago, and for them to put it out with this good a quality, I'm really impressed with Machine Games, number one, because like they put out Wolfenstein before this. Like this is nothing like that. So hats off to those guys. And maybe they were probably under a lot of pressure from Microsoft to give them a good hit, and they delivered. Yeah. Well, you never know. Anyway, any other questions from you guys I can answer before Sunday? If not, we'll move on. Yeah, acting really good, voice acting really good. Gameplay feels great. I've got it in. You can have it in letterbox mode, or you can do the full screen aspect. I put it in the black bar mode because it really looks like you're in the movie.
Mm.
Can you do it in 4:9? You know, I really like that bad resolution.
that I don't know. Yeah, and what was the last game that was critically acclaimed by Microsoft? I have no idea.
There was that one they shut down the studio on.
Hi-Fi Rush.
Hi-Fi Rush. It was
But even
critically
that,
acclaimed.
Oh
yeah, but
Hi-Fi
it was
Rush.
they didn't put as much effort into that game as they did this game. Like they put some money into this game,
Yeah.
and I don't think they're going to be laying off those people anytime soon. I hope they don't. Hopefully, they tell them to start make the next Indiana Jones game or a Star Wars or whatever they want to make. Because like, this is good. This is good. But I'm excited to see you guys play it next week and hear you guys talk about it.
Just looking at it now, it seems like the lighting is really good. The atmospheric effects also, so like graphics wise, it's fairly impressive.
Yeah, if you have a high-end PC, I guess it really takes advantage of ray tracing like nothing else, because you're in most of these rooms, you've got sunlight. It's not this is before we had lighting in stores and stuff like we do now. Like they're going for a 19, I don't know what year is 1917 or whatever year, 1930 something kind of look. And a lot of these archaeological dig sites, they need that natural lighting. It really looks spectacular.